Cock 45, your internet shooting companion, coming to you from the beautiful hills of Middle Tennessee. Yes, the home of Alvin York. Who else? Dolly Parton, Davy Crockett, many, many, many others. Lots of people live in Tennessee or have lived in Tennessee. And I'm one of them. I'm not from here. I'm from Kentucky. But I've lived in Tennessee since I was, what? Depends on how you interpret lived. I went to college down here. I guess I lived when I was in college. I was mostly alive, right? So when I was a teenager, okay, I migrated legally to Tennessee, and I've been here ever since, really. So anyway, I'm a Tennessean, right? I mean, I'm a Kentuckian, sort of, by birth, but I'm a Tennessean. So here we are. Yeah, it's it's not beautiful, but it's getting there. We got spring coming again. We're timely. With the Sunday shoot around. So what you see is what you get. It's what the weather is right now in Tennessee as you're watching this. Unless you're watching it a year later, I guess. Well, no, a year later would be the same, right? If you're watching it 6 months later, it might be kind of weird. So anyway, glad to have you aboard from wherever you are. You down in your quarantine or whatever. You know what we're dealing with. I guess it'll be interesting, 5 years from now or whatever. People are thumbing through videos and they're seeing all these references to this event, the outbreak, and I guess there'll be no confusion. Anybody's lived through it is going to know what it is. Maybe in 20 years, if some of these videos are still alive or whatever that are out on YouTube, and people are just looking at something, young people maybe 10 years old, don't even know anything about this. They'll wonder what we're talking about maybe, but not many. Most people are going to know, aren't they? So 2020 will be the year, all right? So glad to have you aboard. Good to talk to you again. Hope you're getting by okay and you're surviving all the time with whoever it is that you are huddled up with in your house. Yeah. Try to be patient. Don't get too mad at them. Go off in a corner. Everybody probably, mostly, you have a place you can get off to yourself and read or work on the computer and take a break from the constant companionship, right? So anyway, again, I'm very fortunate because I've got 40 acres. I can I can get out in a different place. I can even go into the woods and talk to you. That's pretty bizarre, isn't it? Yeah. Thankfully, we have this technology, and I think that really does help all of us get through it. What if this had happened in, I don't know, name a year, 1950, 1980? It would just be really, really different, without the communication, the internet, and different things. So we'll get through it. So what am I going to talk about today? I don't know, but I just felt like it was Sunday, so I needed to talk about something. A few things. I don't know, the outbreak, I ran across some more stuff in my cleaning out, some business cards and things I'll talk about, a little bit history, and the video a day, a little archery, I don't know what else been doing. I'm going to maybe talk about maybe a couple of notes, some of the guns we've been shooting, and even videos we've been working on maybe. I like to tell you too much. You know what happens? If I bring a firearm out here that we're going to do a video with, or that I've gotten from Bud, some new firearm, well, for the next 2 months, maybe we don't even do the video for a few weeks, and then we post it a few weeks later. Well, during that entire interval, I'm getting questions and comments from, usually it's the same guy, same people, like, when are you going to post a video on that G3 or TARS or whatever it is, once people see it. So I'm a little conflicted about even bringing firearms out sometimes to share with you and let you know that we have, but I generally go ahead and do it. Yeah, so what? All right, so yeah, I got the Model 29. I'm going to load and shoot it. Can I do that? My Model 29. I have a couple, but this is one that I've had since 1974. I guess we could have some new people, a lot of people stuck at home and maybe discovering our videos. And so there may be some actually new people watching these, more new people, there's always new people. But this is a 44 Magnum Model 29 that I bought in 1974. Long-time viewers are pretty familiar with it. Thought I'd bring it out today, shoot a little bit. Like that target. Wow, such accuracy. Look at that, I hit the bullseye. That's got to be, like, what, 5-7 yards away. Pretty good shooting, huh? Oh, right in the middle. Let's kill that hog. Yeah. Kill that rascal. I believe that was 6. I can see them. I can count them. And this is a 6-shooter, so we're empty. Yep, good old double action, Smith & Wesson, Model 29. Had it for a while now. We had it out for a video this week. So you might see it again before too long. You never know. Kind of a different sort of video. Yeah, what a beaut. And yeah, oh boy, if there's any anti-gunners watching, they love this sort of stuff. But people who shoot, who have firearms, or you collect other things, dolls, whatever, you understand, you know, that people can attach a fair amount of sentimentality to an inanimate object, you know, because you've had it for such a long time. You've gotten a lot of enjoyment out of it, and it has served you well, or just as whatever, you know. I've competed with this thing back in the 70s, long-range silhouette shooting and different things. It's a tool, but it's a tool that I really thoroughly enjoy. The old Pendon Recess 29-2. Many of you are very familiar with it. It's not perfect because I've had so long. You can see the wear. Had to replace the trigger pin. You can see the bluing is off there at one point. But you know, if you had 75,000 rounds through you, you'd be a little worn too, right? So that's my baby. I brought out the Red Hawk because I may use it for another different video. I might shoot it a little bit. You know, very similar guns. We've done a comparison with these two. They are roughly the same size, roughly the same weight. Just Ruger and Smith & Wesson. They're just different though in a lot of ways, aren't they? They're the Rugers are usually a little more bulky, especially the Super Red Hawk. And I kind of like the regular Red Hawk, and it's just, you know, I'm more of a Smith person, but I like this firearm. It's a good shooter. So, but this one just fits my hand. I wonder why. It's been in my hand so much. Maybe that's the reason. Can I shoot it again? I'm gonna load it up and shoot it. So we're gonna shoot this thing and see what I can hit. Okay. I guess since y'all are, some of you, under duress right now, let's just put a round on the gong, okay? It might help soothe your nerves. If I can hit it, all right. There's that sound. All right, that's nice. On a bowling pin, let's pop him. Smart aleck bowling pin. I think you can see the cowboy. I'll shoot him. Click. So, good old 29. Sun's coming out. So, like I said before on these, I don't worry about the lighting. I come and do them because it's a timely thing. So I need to do it. All right. Whether it's raining, you might see me with an umbrella over here one day, holding it over the camera and myself, and yakking at you, because I pretty much committed, and I will do it. I mean, there could be a time when not. Who knows? I might be really sick, or so much going on I can't. But I'll try to do something, even if it's just a 5-minute message to you, like, "Hi, I don't have time to do the Sunday shoot around this week. Have a good week." But I'm gonna try to do that. You know, likewise, you heard us talk this week about our other commitment we're we're going to keep is at all possible, and that is a video a day this month. So if you haven't seen that, what's wrong with you? It's another talking video, but it's we did it on, I don't know, was it Wednesday maybe? Yeah, I think. And we are, again, just out of the goodness of our hearts, we're going to try to post a video every day through April. All right. So hope you're seeing them. Yeah, the thing we've learned over the years, well, a little bit inside baseball, but many of you make videos, and if you make a fair number, you probably would concur for the most part. If you're doing something like this, it's your main endeavor. Maybe it's your business and everything. So the question comes up. Well, of course, number one, do I have anything worthwhile to share? Anything anybody's interested in? And if it proves that I do, that enough people are coming to watch whatever you're posting or I'm posting, and I'm able to do that, sustain it, and I have other content. Well, okay, how much content do I have? What do I have? That do I post something once a week, once a month, every day? Kind of depends on the nature of what you do, right? But I don't know if you're doing firearms videos, these sorts of things, actually shooting and kind of demonstrating, reviewing, quote unquote. It'd be awfully hard to do one every day, video every day. You may, that would really be pressing, really pressing. And then plus, are you kind of reaching a point of diminishing returns? If you're going to work, whatever work it takes to do a video, the expense of it, the work of it, getting a gun or coming up with ideas, whatever it involves, because it involves some of that for everybody, varying degrees. You want people to watch as many people as you can to see it, right? I've kind of determined over the years, I believe, if you have a different experience, so let me know, but if you're doing similar things, you can water down what you're doing too. Even if you had some content that was worthwhile and you posted it every day, like a different gun, doing guns, and you're like what we do, for example, every single day. If somehow you could manage that, you would probably get fewer views. You would get fewer views per video. You just would. That's just the look of it. That's kind of my sense of it. Maybe like 25% less or 50% less or what, especially that first, 6 months or first week or whatever. It's just pop, machine gunning videos out there. It seems like the sweet spot is maybe like every couple of 3 days. Seems like something like that. 2 or 3 a week, four, just, that sort of thing. Because people generally don't have time to watch every single day, especially longer videos like we do and that kind of thing. So we feel like we would defeat our purpose even if we could post every day. We couldn't do that, all year long or anything. Be quite a challenge. It's a little different if you're just doing talking videos like this. I could turn on a camera and talk to you every day and even have maybe a point or two to talk about. You might get tired of me pretty quickly, and I'm not sure I would hold your interest, because I ain't that smart. But you see what I'm saying? So it's no giant advantage. There's no advantage to us for certain. We have our sponsors, people that support us, is kind of by the month. It's not by the video, so we don't really have anything to gain. YouTube doesn't pay much anymore. They limit so many of the videos. So if anybody thinks we're doing it to make more money, I'm sorry, that's not it. But we just feel like. So anyway, there's nothing to be gained by doing every day. All right. In fact, we couldn't do that very long. Too much content getting used up so quickly, and because we like to stay ahead of the game, and so there's no big advantage at all to us. Not to sound altruistic, but I just want to let you know, a little inside baseball there. But we can do it John and I talked about it. I looked at the videos that we have planned and kind of what we're doing, and I think if we could, for the month of April, we could do this. Let's try this. Let's do it. You know, so that just a little inside baseball, how it came to fruition. So anyway, we're going to post every day. I don't see us not being able to do it, you know, unless something unforeseen, you know, comes up. Again, not to mean it's going to be some astounding video every day, but we'll post up something, okay, just to make sure you're sufficiently bored, okay? Can I shoot this baby again? Oh man, y'all have been around know I love this firearm, okay? I love it. I'm going to hit the gong again. Boom. Oh, I forgot. I got to talking to you all, got distracted, and I put the American Eagle factory ammo in there. A little warmer. Boom. Boom. Let's hit that pig with these. That swings him. That rocks him. That rocks him. Oh boy. All these years, ammo still just comes right out, and the shells, the empty cases. It's a dandy. It's a dandy. I would encourage y'all, I may have mentioned this before, if you're in your 20s, or whatever age you are, but if you have a firearm that you have, especially if you've inherited it or something, or someone gave you as a gift, hopefully you would never sell that or trade it unless you had to eat. But if you bought a gun, and you're 23 and you bought a firearm that you really like, and you end up keeping it, it's just one you don't really think you'll ever trade. You just really enjoy shooting it. And as the years pass, try to keep from trading that thing off, you know, because there's just this tendency when you buy a gun, it's with anything. There's some famous quotes about that I can't think of. They're so famous, right? But about how the newness wears off of anything, you know, that you have. It's just going to happen. It's something to always keep in mind, because it also helps you to keep you and me from spending money we shouldn't spend sometimes too. That new car, that new gun, that new whatever it is, because in a month it's not going to seem quite as inviting. It's going to be fine, but you know, you're hot for something right now, but then you've had it a while. Hey, gun collectors, shooters are really bad about that, and then wanting to trade it, and it costs a lot of money. You end up losing money on the deal, of course, because it's a used firearm. You buy a new firearm, you trade it, 2 months later, 6 months later, yeah, that was fun, but I think I want that one more, you know. That's just the way it is, so you want to think about that before you buy a gun. But if you have one that you really like, you know, and the years roll by, try to hang on to it, because you'll still like it in 30 years or 40 years, and it can become kind of an heirloom. You know, I've got so many rounds through this. This is just something I'll hand down to John if he behaves, and you know, he can keep it, shoot it all his life, and hand it down to his son, and maybe, and hopefully, you know, right on down. So it's just kind of neat. But that is something to remember, isn't it, about buying handguns or different things like that. The things that are kind of in a price range where they're affordable to most people. Most people can afford a $200 or $300 gun or $1,000 gun, whatever. It's not like buying a new car, you know, every 3 months or something and then getting tired of it. But something like this, a firearm, yeah, it's reachable. It's within reach to a lot of people. And if you're not careful, you get the hots for one, and then you end up, it's okay, but I'd like to trade it. And then, of course, a little business insight, you know, talk to the gun shop owners, ask them how many people have come in that week with a firearm to trade and for something else, and they get upset about how much the gun shop will give them for it or allow them in trade for it, okay? A lot of you listening to me probably have a story about that, a personal story, and you might even use the term rip-off. He was trying to rip me off on this gun, you know, and maybe you've got some that were close to that, some stories. But if you think about the business side of it, the person that has a gun shop, they're there. I wasn't even going to talk about this. You never know what's going to come into my brain and go through. But if you think about it, and this would be true for almost any business like that, let's say let's use something we all know about. What's a Glock 19 sell for now? Gen 5 or Gen 4, a new one. Are they 600 yet? 550, 600? Let's say 600, okay? Retail, MSR, whatever, they sell them for. Say it's 600, it's probably, 589 or something, 599. So let's say 600 for just a plain Jane Glock 19 right now. Okay, I buy that Glock 19 for 600 bucks. And of course I have to pay tax and everything. I end up paying whatever, 650 or 675, depending on what state I'm in, all that kind of thing, before I'm out the door with it. So, but anyway, let's just stick to the price of the gun. I paid 600, and I shoot it for a while, maybe just a month or something. I shoot it, and for some reason I don't like it. I can't hit with it. Shoots left, one of those deals. I'm gonna trade this thing. I've hardly shot a box through it or 2 boxes of ammo through it. I've got to clean it up. It's really literally like new. I've got everything in the box. I've not really disturbed anything in the box, and I've cleaned it up, and you literally couldn't tell the difference, most people, between that and a brand new one. Well, I think I'm going to trade that in. I might even sell it, or I'm going to trade. I'm going to go back to Joe, my local gun shop guy. He's a great guy, and I'm going to see what I can trade it for, or if he would like to buy it, because I paid $6, and I'd be willing to take a $50 loss, even 75. If I could get for even 5 1/4, I'd sell it to him or trade it. That'd be good. It's a $75, $50, $75 rental fee. I'll just consider it a bad experience. I bought the wrong gun. I want something different. So I go back to Joe, talk to him. I like Joe. He's a good guy. And the gun shop, and he looks at it, and he sees that, he looks at it, and yeah, it's in great shape. He kept it in good shape. And he tells me, though, but you realize it's a used gun. It's a used Glock 19. Oh, yeah, I understand, but it's like new. Yeah, but it is a used gun, and so I have to sell it as a used gun. And so the most I could, if you want to sell it to me, then you see this other used Glock 19 here, Gen 4, whatever, 5, just like it, that I have for sale on the rack or on the shelf. You notice, don't you, that I'm pricing it at 500. Okay, it's not 600 like a new one. It's priced at 5. And I'm just throwing out these now. I'm just pulling them out. Okay, sorry, gun shop owner, but it's just relatively. It's the concept. So I've got one right here on the shelf for 500. I'm trying to sell. Okay, and it's been lying there for 2 weeks. Hasn't sold at the price $500. Okay, which, I don't know, that's kind of ballpark reasonable maybe, if the retail is 600, and so that used one is 525, I don't know. And so here I am, I was wanting to sell mine to him for that price. Well, why can he not give me 500 or 5 1/4 for mine? He's in the business to make money. He's buying a used gun from me. He bought that one from somebody probably that he's selling for 500. He probably paid them, what, 4.5, maybe 4 1/4. I don't know what profits he needs to make to keep the lights on or anything. So my $600 gun, the one I actually had to write the check or pay $650 or $675 to get out the door, suddenly the most I can get for it is, I don't know, $450, 4 1/4. Okay, again, I'm just pulling these numbers out, but they're not way off. And so I get mad. He's trying to rip me off. My God, it's a $600 gun. I just bought it. It's like new. He wants to give me $450 for it or less. So that story, you tell me now, support me now, you gun shop owners, you people who have worked in a gun shop. You know what I'm talking about. That story is played out day after day after day in gun shops, and I don't know, jewelry shops, coin shops, watch shops, or just anything, because people just don't understand. They're thinking about what they paid for something. They're not thinking about the market. My four-wheeler's sitting here. It's always sitting here. I probably we all can see it one time. I always refer to it, but I come over here in my four-wheeler and I bring everything, and it just works out great. My little Kawasaki mule, and like if I wanted to sell that, well, I wouldn't even go, well, I might look at my bill of sale and see what I paid for it exactly, but that's pretty irrelevant, right? That's irrelevant. Same with when I sell my car or my tractor or anything. What I paid for it is essentially irrelevant. What is relevant? What it's worth, what they're going for on the market, okay? That Kawasaki Mule, okay? I don't know, maybe there's others that are way more popular now just like it, and it doesn't sell as well on the used market. Or maybe the year, I don't know, was that 2 years old? That particular year was the last year that they did something with the engine that everybody likes that I'm not even aware of. And they made some change in them after that. And so maybe that one I could get a retail new price for it even. I don't know. It depends on what the market is, yeah, on the gun. So just be aware, young people, if you've never been in business, you don't even know anybody who's ever been in business, that's the reason they have this shop that you can walk into. Open the door, there's electricity in there, there's all these shelves, they're paying rent for that, high rent per month, excuse me, and insurance, all those things that you have in business, okay? Employees to pay, they got overhead, it's called overhead. And they're in business, they went into business because they like firearms, you hope. Sometimes you wonder, don't you? But they went into business to make money. Yeah. I mean, that's what anybody does. Even if you like what you're doing, you have a business with it. We make money doing what we're doing, okay? And if you have a gun business, it's very similar because a lot of people like guns. They like to talk guns, okay? And so, man, Nirvana, I'll have a business. I'll talk guns and mess with guns and talk with gun people all day and make maybe a good living doing it or something. So we get to do that with what we're doing. For a long time we didn't, but it just kind of rolled into that. But so anyway, just I got off onto that, and I just thought I would give you a little business lesson. Now those numbers I was throwing around, I'm not sure about that. I did buy a Glock Gen 4 recently, and another one, yeah. I don't know. It was under 6, I think. It was, I know they were like 5.5 for a long time, and they may still be there. Anyway, so just adjust those numbers. The concept is the important thing. What else was I going to talk about? Here I'm going to keep you guys for an hour again if I'm not careful. But again, you're trapped at home, so maybe I shouldn't feel so guilty about it. If y'all can see now. I know one thing I'll do. Okay, there were a couple of, it's funny now, everybody does the same thing probably. If you have a little special business card or just an old license or whatever, you probably have a little spot where you keep it. And I did that, and I had a paper clip on them. And some of these go back, I'm not going to read all these cards, but these are just various companies I was with. And it's just kind of neat. I remember having these in a little dish for a long time. I was in medical publishing after my first stint of teaching. I taught in the 70s, and then I went into medical publishing and travel and different things. A sales rep, marketing manager, that kind of thing. And the medical publisher got started in software, and I got into computers and software at that location and in different things and different companies within that publisher. And then got married and needed to get off the road and was looking for something in Nashville. Went with a large company, book distributor and a video distributor in Nashville. Worked for them a while. Then went back to medical publishing with another company. Maybe these old companies, C.V. Mosby, W.B. Saunders. If you've ever been in the medical world, you would know those companies, even though they've changed names and been bought out or whatever. But if you're of any age, you would be very, very familiar with C.V. Mosby or W.B. Saunders and some of those companies. But I worked with it. Those old cards, it just takes you back to the various positions you had and when you changed companies, or I got several promotions I changed to take a better position or that sort of thing, or territory. Ran across my Tennessee Sheriff's Association card, an old gun club, Queen City Sports Shooters. Oh wow, 1987. What else here? There was one or two things. The reason I brought it up, and again, I used to be a volunteer for the local county here well, I used to volunteer for the sheriff's department. I was never a cop really, but I volunteered and rode with them. And let's see. Oh, here's one. Yeah, this is the reason I got this stack. I wanted to bring it in. Oh yeah, my airlines numbers, my frequent flyer numbers for Eastern Airlines. I used to fly like Delta, TWA. Man, I kept that on a card. Those numbers. And because when I got into software and publishing, I've been so lucky. I was early into software and computers, in like in 1980, 81, and the company was just trying to do some things with that. And I've talked with you about this before. If you knew anything about a computer in 1980, you were thought to be a genius. You now turn one on and do something on word processing and print it out. And if you could do a little bit on a spreadsheet, you were really considered a genius. You know, the stuff your fourth grader can do or third grader now. And that served me well because, you know, I'm not a genius, but it was kind of fun to be considered one, or at least, you know, kind of ahead of the game. And so I had this card. I traveled around the country. My territory was everything east of the Mississippi. And I could just travel to any university, medical center I wanted to talk to them, or nursing school about the software and stuff that we had. And they all scarfed it up. They were happy to see you and everything. It was also new, and they were getting microcomputers at the time for education purposes and all that. So that was a cool year or two. And then my Social Security card, my old Social Security card. But this is the best one, maybe. I got my name on everything. Well, here, my Cats Video Club, my video club membership card. You know, back when if you wanted to rent a movie, you had to go to a video club. Not only did you have to, you know, it's like the Blockbuster, but Cats was, I think maybe it was local. I don't know if that was outside of Nashville area or not. But I remember the early days, early 80s, I guess, you could become a member of the club, you know, and rent videos there, and they take your information, phone number, and all that, because they were expensive, and so they wanted to have that information on you in case you didn't return that video. They know who to charge for it. Because they were originally to buy another video cassette VHS. It was like 50 or 75 bucks or something, and you had to pay to be a member. I remember paying like 50 bucks for a membership. I guess it was a deposit. I don't know if I ever got that back though, but you had to give them money and sign up so that you could go in there and rent movies from them. Okay, so it's interesting to run across those. And then here's one of the biggies. Oh, here's a combination to my first Canon safe. You like my combination? I've had like 2 or 3 different electronic locks put on since then. So that's the old dial combination. My selective service card, my draft card, basically, and that is dated. What? Yeah. 15th of July, 1968. So there we go. My draft card. Hang on to it. I didn't burn it. I was in college. I was, you know, and all that, and so I had the rating, so I didn't get whisked off to Vietnam. I could have, but I didn't. And you know, we covered that in FAQs. No, I've not been in the military. So I always make a point in the FAQs to let people know. So I never want to be a poser, even though I love military firearms. But I was in college at that time. Also, I was there during the lottery, which most of you don't know anything about. So I even had a fairly high number on the lottery. And it was funny, one year I was playing basketball, you know, so I ended up down here, scholarship in basketball. And I remember the one year I had 2 or 3 really tough courses because I was into my major, English major. And that next year, I wanted to take a lighter load. Was that 70, 71? I don't know. I wanted to take a little bit lighter load during the winter. We were on a quarter system at Austin Peay at the time. I wanted to take a little bit lighter load during the basketball season. And like 12 hours I was going to try to take or something like that. But if you weren't carrying a full load at that time, you could get plucked out of college and sent to the rice paddies in Vietnam. And so I volunteered to get my physical because I kind of thought that people had been telling me I was too tall also, and I'd get the classification for that probably. And so if that were true, then I could relax about taking a fewer number of hours, you know, and still not get whisked off to Vietnam. And I did that. And I got that classification. Forgot what it was called. But anyway, with all that, it's interesting times, really interesting times. And if you weren't there, it's hard to understand. You know, Vietnam and all those days, that was so unlike what it is today. There was like, I guess, there was like no sense of which is probably a good thing, or I would have been really, really tempted to go. There was no sense of, I guess, not much of like patriotism. Oh man, I'm gonna go fight for my country in Vietnam. Now, where is that, and why are we there? You know, it was more of that. You know, like what's going on, and you know, your classmates you're hearing about them being, you know, killed, and then you start, okay, you know, what's going on over there? It was you know, that kind of deal. So people in my generation generally, if you were not there, it's not like after 9/11, like somebody being of age and draft age and considering going to the Army and feeling guilty for not, or you know, that kind of thing. Hey, not 1 ounce of guilt on my part, other than I'm sorry for the folks, the guys that went over there and didn't come back, you know, for whatever reason that we were there. But anyway, that ancient history. What else were I going to talk about? Archery. You may have seen the Instagram posting I made recently this week. Shooting the bow. Been enjoying getting that back. Shot it in a Sunday shoot around a few weeks ago. So I got some more arrows, and I'm doing a good job of hanging on to them, getting my shoulder in good shape. I'm shooting almost every day, and I'm really enjoying it. So you might see an archery video. I don't have a lot of bows. I'm not interested in a lot of bows. With archery, especially me, at my height, I have one or two that fit me. I had them made that fit me, 15, 20 years ago. And I can't beat those bows. They're great. They're Humminbird. Ben Graham made them. He's dead now. Beautiful bows. They're great bows. And there's no way I can really surpass that in traditional archery. So I can't bring out, you know, like, oh, this bow. I mean, I might. I don't know. If I found one that shot well, borrow one from a friend or something. I don't know, an old bear bow or something. I don't know. But I'm not a bow reviewer, and I'm not going to get into that. But just as something, another endeavor that's a lot of fun, you know, like throwing hand axes or tomahawks. I enjoy doing that. Just something to share with you and let you know exists, and that it's something you could do that you would actually enjoy doing probably. If you like throwing lead, I think you'd enjoy slinging arrows. You really would. Let's shoot something here again. How about the coffin over there? Nice sound. How about the gong again? Oh boy. How about the red plate on the left? How about that pig again? Yeah. He's looking a little hoggish. So let's just take him out. Oh yeah. Nice old handgun. Really like it. What else am I going to yak at you about? Shot the Model 12 again. Shotgun. You shotgun fans? You folks that like old guns? There's one right there, right? The Model 12 that was made in 1942. You know, you've seen it before probably. The Colt Pocket hammerless, 1903. Got it out, shot it some this week. You'll see that at some point. Pretty cool, pretty cool. And what else? Anything? Yeah, I had a note about this. If y'all noticed on YouTube, where under comments they got these, I think they call them smart replies. You know, if someone leaves a message, it'll Google Gmail has that too, I've noticed, and they'll have these like 3 answers. You just click on it, like thank you or great, what, I don't know, whatever it is. Are you like me that you probably enjoy that, having that option to use those? I would never use one of those a bit more than Man in the Moon. I don't know. To me, it just seems those canned answers. If I'm going to answer somebody, I'm going to type an answer. It might be brief, but I'm going to type my own word. I intentionally, and I have, they're just in the way. I have intentionally, or I've wanted to answer somebody, and there's those three stupid automated replies kind of in the way. You have to find reply and click it, and I might type something similar, but I'm not going to use their answers. That's not writing a reply. I don't know. I just don't like it. I never have, and I'm gonna. I don't know who to let know. I guess somebody Google it. Get those out of there. This is so stupid. But I don't know what y'all think about that. You might like to use them. I just I used to joke when we were teaching. When I was teaching, we would joke about how when you're writing on report cards about the student's progress or whatever it is, you do run through a lot of students, and I think we had a program in my later years that actually had some of those associated with that, some automated replies you just sort of selected and clicked on. Same thing, I never did do that. But we used to joke in the early years of my teaching career about that because you have a lot of students kind of in the middle, good student, they got a B average, there's nothing, they're not like stellar, unbelievable students, they do a good job, good kids, and sometimes it's hard to think of something to say, about them and everything, and so you do find yourself like writing some of the same things, and then plus a lot of students in that category, well, in every category really, the troublemakers or the geniuses or whatever you got, whatever category, you find yourself writing the same comment or thinking the same thing. Think about the guys who are like you and me when we were in school, right? Where we could have done better if we just applied ourselves, paid better attention. Well, there's always that group where you find yourself writing, well, Bill could bring his average up probably at least 10 points if he just apply himself or whatever. So you find yourself writing the same thing. So that it kind of made sense, but still, I just never liked that. I don't know about you all. What else was I going to talk about? John's schedule, man, comedy schedule, all that, just like everything else in the world has been, canceled out pretty much. I think, and we'll be posting the Tavor TS12 shotgun video, speaking of that, this week. I think I already put it on Patreon, but I will be posting it this week. And he did that one, and I think he mentioned something about his comedy schedule when he did that a couple of weeks ago, when he thought that maybe he would be doing something. I think it was April 29th, was something coming up at Zanies or wherever. I'm sure that's probably canned. But anyway, just take with a grain of salt anything you see in a video about a schedule this time of year. I look at my calendar and I had so many things on there for April, in May, and everything is gone. I had another dental appointment, they keep calling me and say, well, we're not going to be open. Everything is closed up and everything has to be rescheduled. They rescheduled for the next month or whatever, and that may not make, right? So we just never know. It's a strange time. Yeah, anything else profound I was going to mention? I guess not. I probably should let you go. I probably talked too long again. I don't remember when I started. I think it was somewhere top of that. Who knows? But I hope that everybody's getting through it. And, this is one of those weird things where we are in the middle of it because, lots of things that happen in history, things that are of significance like this, things that are maybe traumatic. We wonder how we got through it. And you can look at anything. Look at my parents, actually, your grandparents and whatever, great-grandparents that lived through the Depression, and you hear the stories, and it's about this segment of time, in World War I, World War II, there's this segment of time, or a bad recession, or whatever it might be, and you think of it as that little block of time that people just sort of had to jump over and get through it, and everything's fine. But when you're in the middle of that, you don't really know what's going to happen. we tend to think of this, I believe, like that, okay, April, we're locked down, May will get a lot better, and we'll sort of be back to normal as the summer moves on. We like to think that's what's going to happen, but we really don't know that. We really don't know that anymore. That in 1943 or 44, that we were going to push, the Germans back, and we were going to actually, conquer them or win World War II. Okay, we didn't know that was going to happen, until it started happening. You don't know that. So, and you get these weird things, and it's hard to know exactly what's true, and you get a lot of different information coming, and people disagreeing on various things. But anyway, we're in the middle of it, so we don't know. So that adds to the trauma, or the bad feelings, the uncertainty. Just as if we could go back into World War, we could go back in time and talk to people in 1943, like right here in this county. There may have been a lot of, I don't know, depression, or they were worried about what was going to happen. They couldn't get a lot of things they needed for food or even for farming or whatever. And just so much uncertainty, just trying to keep up with the news. They didn't know that in 1945, this would be the end of this. And then we'd be like in the late 40s and 50s in this period of prosperity in industry and everything. They didn't know that. It'd be a big baby boom. They didn't. You don't see that when you're in the middle of something. So it's especially troubling, when you're right in the middle of it. So, but anyway, that's why I think we're not being namby-pamby, or any of you or me, when we say we'll get through this and get to the other side of it, because we always do. Things, no matter how bad they are, they really do. They work themselves out, because generally speaking, on this planet, things generally go pretty well enough for most people. We all have really bad times here and there, but then this too shall pass away, right? And then we get over that, and then things are fine for a period of time, usually long periods of time, right? Much longer than the bad times. That's just the nature of the way things work. So anyway, we're in the middle of this. I have confidence that, I don't know, 2 months from now, we'll just really be on the upswing. Maybe it's longer than that. I don't know. Maybe it's shorter. We don't know. But anyway, hang in there and try to take advantage of the break. Like I say, get to know the people in your house, get to know what's going on, those kids that you have, and read some good books. It's a good time to clean your guns, right? Get them all out, clean them up, right? Maybe check out some YouTube videos and learn more about them. Maybe you've got a firearm. Maybe you finally bought a Garand recently, or something like that, an AK, an AR-15, whatever. You've shot at some, but you don't know really a lot about it. Well, there's lots of information out there, aren't there? You could learn a lot more about it. We could do an SDI, right? The Sonoran Desert Institute, and take a course, but you could just learn how to field strip it if you haven't yet, okay? And learn about cleaning it. Get a safe place that you have wherever. I used to, when I was in an apartment, I'd get a card table out sometimes if I had 2 or 3 guns to clean. It's back when I'd come back from the range. I had to go to a range, and just, tough times, right? I had to go to a range to shoot. But I'd get the card table out and put some newspaper down or something over it, and 2 or 3 guns out and all my stuff. And I don't know, it's just a nice big area, and take them apart, take my time, and clean them really well. I do that still. I'm kind of pressed and cluttered in my reloading room, and occasionally I'll just, if it's a nice day, I'll just come out to the shooting table, and I don't get out the pretty skin here. I don't want to get oil all over it, but I'll put something down or nothing or whatever, and make sure I catch all the screws and pieces. And I might take like the Garand apart, or the M14, or a Mauser or something. Maybe I've been meaning to take the stock off, in all the barrel bands or something off a particular rifle, take the bolt apart even, which I don't do very often. and just really give it a good cleaning and check it, because I've shot it several times. I cleaned it pretty well, but I've not done that. I've not taken the barrel bands off, taken the barrel out of the stock and that kind of thing for maybe 5 years or something, or maybe ever. It's a gun I haven't had that long. I just want to do that, make sure there's no rust under there, and it's clean and it's oiled under there, so I don't have to think about it just rusting away. I might be lying in bed at night, cannot go to sleep, because I'm thinking about that old Civil War rifle, or that Mauser. You know what? If I ever had the barrel out of that thing, if I had the stock off of that thing, there could be rust under there, eating away the underside of that barrel. I just never taken it off and laid eyes on it, and so I can't sleep the rest of the night. Just kidding, but you know what I mean. So I'll let you go. I'm starting to ramble. I think I started to ramble when I turned the camera on, didn't I? But it's good to talk to you all, and it's always good to tease you by shooting a firearm that you would probably enjoy shooting. Here, grab that thing. You probably would. And again, you can always shoot these with a lighter load, 44 specials, something that doesn't hurt so much. And it's something to remember. If you ever inherited a big gun like this, maybe you're not that big yourself, you don't like hard kicking firearms, and you're arguing over grandpa's guns, who gets this one, who gets that one or something. Look, you can put 44 special in this thing, and it's a pussycat to shoot. It really is. I mean, you can shoot that, just hold it with a couple of fingers, because it's a heavy gun, and there'd be no recoil. All right, so there's options. Same with a 357 Magnum. You can put some light 38 specials in that thing. There is nobody in your family who could not shoot that. If they can shoot a 22, they could shoot that heavy gun with 38 special, and then even 44 special. So, or if it's a 45, get some cowboy loads, light loads, not a problem. All right, I'm gonna let you go, and like I say, we're gonna keep to our. Did we promise a video a day? We didn't really promise it, but we're gonna do it. Okay, we're gonna do it. As long as the internet stays up, I stay up. Okay, John stays up. So good to talk to you, and I'll be talking to you. Maybe John and I'll get together maybe once a week. So we're posting something every day. Maybe we'll get together and chat with you about the progress of everything that's going on. Maybe once a week too. I don't know, but mostly we'll post a shooting video with a firearm in it. Okay, and I'll probably talk to you later. In fact, I might talk to you so much this month that you'll get tired of me. All right, and like I say, it really does kind of water down usually the attention or the views on video when you're posting, every day. So since we're doing it, I do hope that you'll come and check out the videos that we're posting every day, even if they're really lame. Okay, because we could spread them out by a couple of days like we normally do, and they'd actually get more views. So please watch the videos, or I'm going to cry. I'm going to think you don't appreciate us for posting every day. Okay? I've always been insane. It's just the way I am. Life is good.